Make it make sense. Could somebody please make it make sense?
Big moves.
Surfer.
Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you say. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things of your dream. Hey, let me work out all the things in between. Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you say. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things of your dream. Hey, let me work out all the things in between. Make it make sense.
What's up, everybody? It's Make It Make Sense. I'm here for another video, and if you've seen the thumbnail, I know this one's about to be controversial. I have done this long enough to know that no matter what you say, there's people who, don't like Nene. There's people that love her, and they have been waiting for the return. And anytime you say anything counter to what they feel, it's going to be controversial. So I'm just going to say it because at this point, y'all know me. I don't like the fact that Nene is dry begging. If you don't know what dry begging means, dry begging is to ask for an indirect and a roundabout way, dropping vague hints that are not clear or straightforward in making a request. By the time that you have 4 or 5 million people following you on Instagram and I don't know, maybe the same amount on Twitter, when you retweet something, it becomes fodder for the public. So somebody posted this. It says, breaking, former RHOBH star and international icon, international drunk, Brandi Glanville seemingly confirms her return to the show via Twitter as she posts a photo with her diamond. Are you excited to see Brandi back? No. I would like to see Brandi in somebody's outpatient. Like, I don't know how we just skate around the fact that she is indignant and gets sloppy drunk all the time. Maybe she doesn't do it daily, but on camera, that's what she does. Whatever. International icon stretch. So somebody else said, it's amazing to me how everyone can get an opportunity to return to these housewife shows, but Nene Leakes. When we know that's a housewife royalist, where is the grace? Now, that part is very true. Nene Leakes is reality show Bravo gold. Nene Leakes built that franchise. Nene Leakes was the reason that there are reunions. The highest rated show came from an idea from Nene Leakes. Those things you can't take from her. She will always be that. She will always have made her mark. She made her millions on the show, but that's not why we're here per se today. The issue today is her retweeting this. In my eyes, it's dry begging. It's asking for grace in an indirect way, and I don't like that for Nene because I don't think that Nene needs that. On one side, you have one of the most prolific housewives. Outside of Bethany, I always list Nene as one of the housewives' success stories. We all know Nene had a major glow up. She was the fan favorite, probably for maybe about her first, in my eyes, maybe for the first 4 or 5 seasons, Nene was that. And fans didn't like the shift when it became apparent that money and clout and status had kind of changed her. Which, in all fairness, that happens to a lot of people. Very few people who get famous stay, humble. I don't know. We'll leave it at that. The point is, I just don't like the fact that she's having to ask for a job in this way. Do I think she deserves grace? Absolutely. I would love to see Nene back on the show. At this point, the ratings aren't great. Bring back Nene, Phaedra. I don't even like Phaedra. Portia. Shoot, I loved when Kenya and Nene teamed up against Kim and demolished her at that reunion. Nene wants her back. The problem is people aren't necessarily rooting for Nene because she was fine as long as she made the money. I was on Gray Hair Diva's channel yesterday, and it was a very heated debate. Shout out to Gray Hair Diva. Check her out. It was a really good show. It was a very, very heated debate. And I'm like, guys, we really have to remember here that Nene did not necessarily want to do the work. She was the highest paid across any franchise, and she was walking out of scenes. If you remember at the reunion, she closed her laptop, and that was the end of her appearance. When Bravo changed her contract to say, we're only going to pay you per episode, not per appearance, she was up in arms about that because she knew that she could no longer halt scenes. Even the producers definitely protected us from seeing some of the diva things she was doing. Even like Claudia told us way back when Claudia was on the show, you know, you called everybody female dogs and walked off set, but the scene was nice. You know, she was like, oh, I bought you drinks. No, you literally threw a fit. And the producers had to deal with that quietly because at that point, they weren't breaking the fourth wall. There was multiple times that Nene broke the fourth wall. When she was mad at Pillow Talk at Kenya, broke the fourth wall. And that was allegedly because the producer said, we can't shoot the scene until the star arrives, which would be Kenya. And Nene was up in arms about that. So we really did not see what was going on behind the scenes. Do I believe that all of that racial stuff happened? Absolutely. Absolutely. Do I think that she had every right to sue if she felt like the show and the producers did not protect her from a racist castmate? Absolutely. But the problem is, Nene, for the public opinion, because that's really what you want. You want to sway public opinion by putting out these retweets. The public sees it as weird because you still hung out with Zolciak. If indeed Kimzolciak was a racist, KKK Kim, then there would be no reason to have that racist at your husband's not funeral, but I guess like repast. They had that after Greg passed, they had a celebration of life at Nene's club and Kim was in attendance. There would be no reason that to have Kim, who you believe to be racist, at that. You were not on the show. She's not on the show. So that means that there is an outside relationship. You're suing a company because they allowed a racist to run amok in the palace, but you're still hanging with her. Every chance you get, when you were on the show, you said, bring Kim back. You wanted Cynthia fired, but the racist, you wanted back. So that begs to reason, did you like her bringing the racism to the show? You know, she didn't want to sit around and eat chicken and watermelon with Nene. So we're at a point now where I think Nene has seen that Hollywood was not checking for her in a way that she thought, right? And if we're getting very technical and we're taking a deep dive here, when Nene got Glee, the producer, the creator of Glee was actually a really good friend of Andy Cohen, who had been on the show multiple times, said he loved Nene. To get Nene that role, I'm not going to lie, I think that the show played a role, and I think that Andy probably played a role in that because it looks great to have your star be a star on another network, right? It's like Mona Scott Young. Mona Scott Young will forever be able to say she really broke Cardi B on Love and Hip Hop. She really broke K. Michelle on Love and Hip Hop. Those things look good. So Nene being the queen of RHOA and then having all of these other projects, Broadway, this was all great. Nene feels as though Andy stopped her bag. I don't know that that's necessarily the case. I think that in terms of acting, in all honesty, she's marginally talented. It's, you know, I told you guys this would be controversial. If you really break it down, you have Phaedra, who everybody says, we need her back on the show. Nene, we need her back on the show. but given other opportunities to be in other ensemble casts or other projects, they don't excel. That BET show that she did, College Hill, it wasn't like so many people ran out because they wanted to see Nene back on the screen that they got the BET Plus. Didn't happen. We gave Phaedra 2 options, Ultimate Girls Trip and Dubai, and neither one of those were great successes. So I think what it is Phaedra, Nene, these people were magic on RHOA in that ensemble cast. I think Nene is finally starting to realize that she can excel there. But some of the things she said, like Andy Cohen, was nervous that what was the quote? She said, Andy, let me get that for you so we can be very, very specific. Let's see. It was to the effect of Andy being nervous about her, but I want to be very, very clear on that. Blah, blah, blah. I was constantly being retaliated against, being blacklisted, not able to work, being silenced. And so, it's difficult to do. I'm happy I was able to help all of the Black women get job opportunities that are working for them. Claiming Cohen had stopped her from working because I was a threat to his career. Now that, I don't know. Nene, I would love to see you back on RHOA, but I don't think this is the way to do it. You guys can tell me, put in the comments section, do you feel like Nene deserves grace? Do you think that this was dry begging? Like the video, and I will see you guys next time.